Alright, so now we're on the last few steps of this um, sloper draft, this bodice sloper. So congratulate yourself, you're almost there and you haven't pulled your hair out, hopefully. So this next measurement, P to Q, there's a couple of different things that can happen here since we're working on half scale. The exact measurement is 2 and 23 over 32. You can round up to 2 and 3/4 or round down to 2 and 11/16. It is up to you. Because this is so small, I won't dock points, but for the purpose of this demonstration, I'm going to do 2 and 3/4. So let's do that. All right, and that's Q. Next, for our dart legs, we're going to draw a line from K to F. Even though my H right here, my kind of janky H is like ruining it, just try to bear with me here. And remember, we're going through this bottom line all the way down to the bottom of F here. Oops. Let me fix my ruler here. And don't be afraid to make a mistake. That's why we have pencils. So this line, we're going to take that, measure it, and do the exact same thing running through point Q. I went ahead and measured this already, and I got 3 and 3/4 for mine. You can also have 3 and 11/16. It really is up to how far down this F went. Because this pen is so thick, it definitely did go down quite a bit, but that's all right. Let's get this line drawn. 1, 2, 3, half, and there's our 3/4 mark right there. And that's point R. Okay. At this point, we're making some serious progress, and hopefully you can see it starting to take shape. This dart, as it stands, goes all the way up to the very apex of the bust, which can be really awkward in real life. So we're going to drop this down just a little bit, 5/8 of an inch, and draw new dart legs from there. 5/8 of an inch is the full measurement, so we won't be using that. Let's go down a little bit. For the purposes of speeding up this demo, I'm just going to go down 1/4 inch. But also so you can see kind of what's happening. I'm not sure if you can see, but I've gone down from here, drop this down just a little bit in the center, and we're going to redraw those dart legs from those same points. Alright, here's our amended dart legs right here. And from this point, we can go ahead and start working on our armholes and our neck hole. Something I do want to note is that when we are making our armholes, just so that they can bind seamlessly underneath the arm, they do need to be squared off at the base of this pattern. And since this is our side seam, this line right up here, we're going to square it to this line, this P to Q line, not the E guideline. So we're going to square out just a little bit. In real life, this would be about half an inch. You don't need too much, but just to make sure you guys can see it, I will make it just a little bit longer. Same thing up here with our neck hole. It's not always square, but for the sake of making it easier on yourself to sew, just a smidget right here, just so that curve is nice and easy to connect. All right, let's draw these curves. This is where your French curve ruler would come in. You can see in the demonstrations they're using these French curves, but for the sake of this, I'm just going to kind of freehand that here. That would be your armhole, and this is where that guideline M comes in. We want to make sure we just kind of touch that M. Okay, there's our armhole. So I'm going to go ahead and commit to this armhole here. And right here with our neckline, we can draw a guideline. There's that guideline. Oh, good. I already drew it. Let's go ahead and get that neck hole. I'm going to leave just a smidge there. All right. The last thing we have to do is this F to B, and this is going to be a slight curve. This would be one of those things where you use that hip curve to make that measurement. And then one last line that's also going to be a slight curve is that P to R. All right, voila, your bodice slipper is done. You have successfully completed the front half of your bodice slipper.